Charles, may I ask you if you don't mind?
Sure. How you doing?
As a father, I identified very much with what you were talking about.
Yeah.
Especially the frustration that you voiced. The idea that you can't just fix the problem.
Yeah, it's hard. It's very difficult for men. Men seem to react to this a lot differently than women do. You have dreams of what you want to do with your son. Mm-hmm. You know, I think every man feels that way. That's their legacy, and this is my only son, so it's crushing. It's very difficult.
In talking about the psychological perspective on what a father would go through, it almost universally starts with some form of denial. This can't be my kid, this isn't a problem.
Just seeing him not have the son he thought he would have, I think that is tough.
He was a little upset. He was embarrassed that his 2.5-year-old son wasn't typical to his friends' kids, because he wouldn't take him with him everywhere all the time. And that hurt me more than Elijah. He didn't realize, he couldn't understand at that point.
Fathers tend to be very involved with their children. At the beginning, their dads were coming to meetings and they were involved. And as it progressed, I saw less and less dad involvement. And these dads were good eggs and they were just gone and not involved. And I didn't know, it raised a lot of questions for me about where they went.
Check with Heather to see if we can get you in here.
Sometimes the man's kind of, you know, being as responsible as he can be, but kind of shut down, because it's hard for a man to talk about these things.
Well enough.
Welcome back to another episode of Weathering Autism. I want to ask you to like and to follow and to share the content on this page. If you're not already doing so, or if you're watching by YouTube, just subscribe to Weathering Autism or encourage someone else to do so. Thank you for doing that. As you probably gathered from my intro, this video is about fathers. And so I want to say happy Father's Day to all the dads, stepdads, the granddads, the spiritual fathers, the mentors, or anyone out there who is a covering to children as a father. Kudos to you for holding it down. You know, you really are worthy of great celebration today. You know, stats say that families who have children with special needs in it are under a heavy strain. And many fathers, they just don't stay. As my intro suggested, many fathers' expectations are shattered and not met, because, you know, when you hear you're going to have a child, you believe you're going to have a typical child. And so you have certain expectations of what it's going to be like to be a father to a typical or a typical child. And many have struggles, you know, trying to figure things out. You know, what are things going to be like having a child with a disability, or what we call having a child with a different ability. But I thank God there are those of you out there that you have pushed beyond the initial shock and pain of the diagnosis. And it is shocking and sometimes painful. And you have stood to love and support and nurture that child along with the mother of that child. And you do that, and you're able to do that with the love that God has given you. So if this channel and this page and this ministry is dedicated to moms of exceptional children with autism, I like to call them MOQA. And I say every mother is special, especially those who are raising children with autism. FOQA is special too. Fathers of exceptional children with autism. We want to celebrate you today. God bless you, dads. You are truly awesome. Truly awesome. And may today be a day of great blessing for you and appreciation from your children and those who are around you. And thank you for everything that you do, for not bailing, for not giving up. And so we want to celebrate you. Again, happy Father's Day. And I want to close this video with another short clip. I want to say thank you so much again for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Enjoy your day. God bless. Bye-bye.
And it just It sort of just empties you. It's like being emotionally winded.
You know, what are we doing here?
He just seemed like he couldn't hear anymore.
I wish someone had helped make the diagnosis earlier. I wish I'd made the diagnosis earlier.
And then when you finally hear those words, it's like a punch in the guts.
But then the reality sort of sinks in. You think, well, that's what it is.
I knew that nothing was going to be the same from that point forward.
Oh my goodness, we had speech therapy, we had occupational therapy, we had this therapy. I mean, we had therapy for ourselves. I mean, we had every type of therapy.
And it could be up to 1 o'clock in the morning and I'd be just tearing my hair out trying to get Alex to stay in bed. It's crazy because Chloe goes into this whole sort of, well, you know, is he going to get married? Is he going to have a girlfriend ever? You know, that whole sort of thing. I was just sitting there thinking, is he ever going to be able to play footy?
The reward that you get out of that is larger than you can ever possibly imagine.
You don't know, out of all this, what amazing people you're about to meet.
We're unembarrassable. We're better people because of our